the bull versus bear segment today. RK Forgings in the spotlight. The stock gained quite significantly in trade, up about 9%. Puneet Johnson with what's led to this up move, and could this be sustainable or is it reaching a peak? Puneet, what's the bull versus the bear case?
Well, thank you for that. So definitely, a lot of negative news from the company after Q4 earnings, as well as the inventory discrepancy issue that really knocked the wind out of the stock from almost a high of about 1100 rupees. The stock has, taken a beating now. And specifically, today, the volumes are up almost 13 times its 30-day average. Stock's also up 9%, but largely there's not been any major news flow coming in, at least for, for RK Forging. While we spoke about the bear case, the Q4 was impacted because of inventory discrepancy issue, and that has, made investors be on the sidelines for now until today. We've seen that big up move come into trade. Maybe someone taking position, and we'll see that have some updates on that by the end of today. But certainly, stock up almost 9% today and backed by very strong volumes as well. When you look at the second bull and bear case in that, the company reported 202 crores of an inventory discrepancy in Q4. Essentially, they mentioned in the conference call as well that they thought that they had produced X number of volumes, but on checking that in various warehouses around the world, that was a missing impact of 202 crores. So while this is largely an accounting error, the 202 crores wasn't a cash impact, but the promoters, but that still knocked out 200 crores from the company's net worth. What the promoters have come out and did and try to reinforce trust is by infusing capital via warrants. So essentially, they are infusing actual cash into the business at a time where it was a non-cash entry that was done. And hence, I think they are trying to build that trust again with the investors. What's another interesting aspect is the third bull case for us, and that's at the price at which this infusion has happened. So for the promoters, they will be infusing 204 crores, which was the exact impact of this inventory discrepancy. But they are coming in at 2100 rupees per share, versus the current price, which is hovering around 660 rupees. So it's at a steep premium, almost 3.5 times of the current market price, and they will essentially not make a lot of gains until the stock price goes above 2100. The key reasons for this is lower equity dilution, which is better for investors like you and me, and that's one of the key positives that I'm taking from this inventory discrepancy issue. Finally, that issue still is lingering. The company has tried and done everything in terms of reinforcing confidence within the investors, and now the next step is that they are awaiting a report from the auditor on this final issue. What is the impact? But the company mentioned that 202 crores is what it is. Finally, the last bull and bear case. Stock currently, because of this huge correction, is now trading at a 19% discount to its peers. Valuations at 22 times is also lower versus its 5-year average of 27 times price to earnings, and that essentially would be it. But Nuvama has come out with a very bearish note. They've actually cut target price from 1150 to 560. So it's a 50% fall in target price. They are mentioning that because of external environments in Europe as well as America, the heavy commercial vehicle segment will be largely negative. So the revenue CAGR is expected to be 9% over FY27 and 25 versus what it was previously, which was 27% CAGR between FY20 and 25. So that is one of the key differences, that over the next 2 years, just 9% CAGR versus 27%. So it's a huge gap in terms of growth over what's expected over the next 2 years versus what they've seen. And essentially, that's the bull and bear case for RK Forging. So while valuation is is slightly better than what it was previously, I think the growth is something that you will have to bet on as an investor.
Okay, so that's with regard to RK Forging. Neeraj Diwan, do you see an opportunity there? First off, thanks, Puneet. Neeraj, opportunity here?
Yeah, I think it's a good company. The management is also very proactive. The way they've been expanding capacity and expanding the reach geography wide. But then, in the shorter term, definitely there is some concern as far as growth is concerned. I think one can use the opportunity if you get this stock at about 15, 16 time, earnings. I think that would be a good opportunity to get into this stock. Right now, it may be trading at 20, 22 times, kind of on TTM basis. I think if you get opportunity and get some correction, I think it would be good to get into the stock for a longer term. But in the shorter term, definitely growth concern will be on top of everyone's mind. And let's see how that pans out for a quarter, and then take a longer term view on the stock.
Shrikant, your quick take with regard to an RK Forgings, where do you sit?
Yeah, so this stock has spent a lot of time below the important support levels. In fact, it was into downtrend, but because of this particular news flow, the stock has again managed to regain those levels of 600, 610. I am of the view that the stock will take some more time to stabilize. We are of the view that it should consolidate within the range of 700 and 600 for next at least a couple of weeks. Then only we can decide that based on the overall formation, we can decide that whether the stock is ready to move higher or not. But for the time being, I think the stock can move towards 700. That's the view that we can make out.
Neeraj.